We're human beings. Help us. Give us what we need. We don't want to be the stepchildren anymore.
I'm not going to touch Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. None of that stuff is going to be touched.
Nothing.
You don't have to. Here's what I want on Medicaid. We're not touching anything. We're not going to touch it. And I'm not going to cut Medicare or Medicaid. Save Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security without cuts. They're going to destroy our health care, but I'm going to save it all, and I'm going to save our country.
You do not get free health care. You do not get free health care.
They literally cut my food stamp card off. Zero balance. They took everything. So I told my husband, and he says to me, as I'm crying, and he says to me, well, maybe I'll lose some weight now. God, why did I vote for him? I didn't know this was going to happen.
So you were telling me that people are unaware, they're unaware that the whole reason why hospitals are not allowed to turn you away in an emergency situation, regardless of your ability to pay, is because of the Emergency Medical Treatment and Labor Act, which states that hospitals who receive Medicare funding are not allowed to turn you away. And they are proposing to cut back on Medicare and Medicaid. Talk to a caseworker. There are no ineligible people who are receiving it. The only people who are receiving it are eligible because there is a vetting process. All these people that they say are illegally getting it, it's not happening. The point is to start the process to get rid of it entirely. And if we get rid of the only guaranteed payment for medical care in this country and we leave it all to our pockets with no support, guess what's going to happen to you? You are going to lose out on care because hospitals are going to close who depend on that funding. We don't have enough money to pay the bills that they decided were fair. Which, I'm sorry, I just had a life-saving surgery and I owe $3,000. If I don't pay $55 fucking dollars that I don't have to my primary care physician, they can decide to no longer treat me, and they will. And I've got to start all over again somewhere else. You all think that you're safe because, it's been that way because we fought to get it that way, and they're reversing it. You all have been so fucking pampered that you don't understand what we had to fight for to get you. Oh, but POP, everyone dies. Bitch, apparently not fucking politicians.
Hi guys, welcome back again to the YouTube channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking when you saw this video. So Republican promised these people that they were going to, slash government spending, yet they voted for them. And now that this whole thing is happening, a lot of them are not coming as help us, do this, do that. They're not crying about it. Not only are they cutting Medicaid and Medicare, a lot of fund, they have defunded a lot of programs, right? Now, a lot of them are coming out on the internet to cry about everything and not telling, seeking empathy from the same people who warned them about what was coming and what was going to happen if they decide to vote the way they did. But yet, had a reason. They said, no, we are still going to vote for him. He promised us cheaper groceries. He promised he was not going to touch Medicaid and Medicare. Forgetting the fact that they actually voted against themselves and also against Obamacare. Now, the only Medicaid, the only healthcare that was going to help them, for people who do not have access to the finance to take care of their healthcare and all of that, people who are not working or people who, do not make a lot of money, they are cutting. And now, people are freaking out on the internet. Well, guys, you're welcome back again. Let's take a look at some of the clips I've gathered for you guys. Then I'll come back with more commentary. Let me know what you all think in the comment section. And credit to all creators on this video. So let's go watch. Then I'll come back with more.
This is what our shitty-ass healthcare has come to. Where my patients need medicine and supplies, and their insurance won't cover it. And here I am, spending my own money because my patient needs it, and he doesn't have any money and he can't work. and the insurance won't even cover what he needs. And I'm sad and I'm sick and tired of it.
The healthcare system today is incredibly broken, dysfunctional, and cruel. 85 million Americans are uninsured or underinsured. We pay the highest prices in the world by far for healthcare. 1 out of 4 Americans can't afford the outrageous prices of prescription drugs. We don't have enough doctors, nurses, dentists, mental health counselors, or other healthcare professionals. Our life expectancy is already far lower than other major countries. Yes, our healthcare system today is already broken. And in my view, in order to remedy that crisis, we have got to do what every other major country on earth does. Not a radical idea, and that is to guarantee health care to all people as a human right. But what I have to tell you is that in the midst of all of this, the dysfunctionality of the current healthcare system, Donald Trump and his friends are making a horrific situation even worse. In fact, they are pushing our healthcare system over the edge to the verge of collapse. Now, you think your health insurance costs are high right now? You think you're already paying the highest prices in the world for healthcare? Well, guess what? Within the next couple of weeks, millions of Americans are going to get a letter from their insurance companies telling them that their insurance premiums will double. Let me repeat. As a result of Trump's big, beautiful bill and massive cuts to the Affordable Care Act, your health insurance premiums for 24 million Americans are going to double. And maybe even worse, could get worse. As part of that big, beautiful bill, 15 million Americans will be thrown off of Medicaid and the Affordable Care Act. Studies from Yale University and the University of Pennsylvania suggest that when you throw 15 million low-income and working-class people off of the health care they have, some 50,000 people will die unnecessarily every single year.
Americans don't even get affordable health care right now. What the fuck makes you think immigrants do? They're not trying to take away health care for immigrants. They're trying to take away health care for you.
They can't even afford rent, let alone covering health care for themselves or their children. But do you see what they're doing? They're cutting health care for 13.7 million Americans, the largest cut to health care in U.S. history, to give tax cuts to billionaires and to big corporations. Yep. This is your priority. Live with it. Defend it. Speak about why it is you are doing this. Yeah. Because that is the consequence of your actions. Donald Trump told you to do it? Or is this what your constituent asked for?
So let's be honest, a lot of people were warned. A lot of people came out on the internet to warn people. Democrats warn people. Journalists, people who are content creators, a lot of them actually came out online to really warn healthcare experts, telling them, this is how Medicaid works. This is why some of you are not being turned back when you come to the hospital. This is why, no doctor can say, we're not taking you in, because you don't have money to pay or you do not have insurance, because if that hospital is accessing Medicaid, then definitely they have to treat you without looking back. And now these people didn't listen, right? Well, let's take a look at what people said. So in rural America, clinics are shutting down because funding has dried up. Many counties already had only one hospital. Now, even that is closing. Seniors who rely on Medicare are finding their coverage shrinking, while people with disabilities are being told they are, they no longer qualify for Medicaid, right? In small towns, this isn't just a health crisis, it's like a death sentence, right? It's, heartbreaking to see elderly people who voted Republican their whole lives, crying because they can't afford their medicine anymore. Some are, begging online for help, using GoFundMe pages to, pay for surgeries or treatment. They are confused, angry, and scared. But the truth is, they voted for this. They believe the politicians who told them America or government is the problem, that the previous government is the problem. Now, they are finding out that government was the only thing keeping them afloat. Meanwhile, the same politician who promised to protect the working class, okay, are celebrating in Washington, calling their budget cuts a victory for fiscal responsibility. They are saving billions by cutting Medicaid, money that could, have saved lives while giving tax breaks to the wealthy and corporations. And still, you still have MAGAs who are coming out to really support this and say, yeah, we're happy about it. Everybody go back and work and all of that. Until it comes hitting home, that's the only time they understand. If it doesn't affect them, they will never understand, right? Well, the tragedy here isn't just the politician, it's human, because while people suffer, they still being told to blame immigrants or Democrats, because they keep telling them immigrants are your problem. They are the ones taking your Medicaid. They are the ones taking your job. Immigrants are taking all the Medicaid, having access to free healthcare and all of that, and they're taking your jobs. Meanwhile, if you look at it, these people are actually not your problem. In fact, some of them pay more taxes than people who are even citizens, right? And some of them still do not believe that immigrants do pay taxes, like maybe undocumented people do not pay taxes. They don't believe that. They keep believing that they don't pay taxes, they're living here for free and all of that. Well, they are being distracted from the real issue, that the people they trusted, the ones waving the red hats and flags, never cared about their healthcare. They cared about power, okay? And now that reality is setting in, some MAGA voters are asking for empathy. They are asking the same people they once smoked, liberals, progressives and healthcare advocates, to show kindness. And yes, many people do feel sympathy, because no one deserves to go without health care. But there is also a bitter truth that's hard to ignore. You can't keep voting against your own interests and then act shocked when the consequences start arriving. Like, the consequences is here, and now you're saying, you serious? No, you cannot be acting like that, because this was exactly what you voted for. You wanted, the whole thing to happen. They told you, people told you. It's not like it just happened out of the blues. People actually warned them that this was going to happen, but somehow they believed that it was never going to happen. People were fear-mongering. People were just, trying to pass a message or trying to just make content. They didn't believe that this was going to ever happen, or they believed that it was going to happen, but not to them. Okay, so people can forgive ignorance, but it's hard to forgive stubbornness, and this is stubbornness, like especially when the warnings were loud and clear. For years there were signs, Republican lawmakers trying to repeal the Affordable Care Act, cutting Medicare expansion, blocking prescription drug, price control, and reducing healthcare subsidies. Every time voters had a choice, and every time too many choice, the same party that promised, oh my God, like all the promises they gave to them is just not coming to reality like they actually thought it was going to happen, right? Now they are now finding out. Now the same, politicians are turning their backs, pretending they never made such promises, like, yet under his allies is being gutted. The hypocrisy is just stunning for a lot of these people. And in states like Texas, Alabama, Florida, where MAGA loyalty runs deep, millions are now uninsured or underinsured. Rural hospitals are collapsing. Ambulances take hours to reach patients because there is no funding. People are just passing, not because of lack of medicine, but because of politics. And still, some refuse to admit they were wrong. They say things will get better and it's the Democrats' fault. But deep down, they know, like, this pain didn't, come from Washington elite or liberal policies, It came from the very movement they supported, the one that promised to drain the swamp, but instead drained their healthcare. And now a lot of them are freaking out and now seeking empathy from you that did not even vote for this, Forgetting that everybody's feeling the heat. Like, it's not only them that is feeling it, because they voted for every other person to feel the heat, and somehow everyone is feeling it. Well, guys, let me know what your take are in the comments. Let's have that conversation. Please consider subscribing if you have not already. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see it. I look forward to seeing you all on my next video. So go ahead, like, subscribe, share, and drop your thoughts in the comment section. Credit to all creators on this video. See you all on my next. Bye, guys.